Well, hi everyone, and welcome to another kiln opening. It's been a while with everything going on and work and just being really over busy and finding the time to paint all of the pots that I've got in here. I think this time I've got over 30 pots in the kiln. I've got 3 layers. And obviously I did all my test tiles in between the big kiln opening the last time, which gave me lots of ideas, and which is why this kiln has a few in there that I've repeated to see how they work, but also to sort of see some new ideas. The other thing in the kiln is I usually use a Scarva clay in England, which is an ES10. In this case as well, I've done some lava fleck. Lava fleck is a grogged clay and we get a totally different result. So further ado, let's open up and let's have a look. Let me just check I'm recording, because that would be a real annoying thing, wouldn't it? So right now, as you know, I've always had a little peek at the top, and if any of you have seen the test tiles, what I'm going to do this time with you is talk my process, why I've chosen the colours that I have, and see where we go. So first one, I've been doing a little bit of work with slip. I bought some slip. I was looking at Joe Thompson on Old Forge Creations and looking at how his slip works with glaze. The slips I've bought are a Scarva slip, and in hindsight I think they're ones with a dye in them. Obviously then what I should be doing is looking at slips where I'm adding in say cobalt or whatever, and then I'm getting a reaction with the glaze. But so this was one of my first ones. I wanted to see how it came out, and what I've done is I'll just come up to the camera a bit so you can see it. What I've actually done is I've put the slip on. I've got 3 or 4 different colours of slip there, and then after doing a little test piece, which I don't know where it is, I did 1 layer of snow and 2 layers of clear. But the bit that I really chuffed to bits with about this is on the test tiles that I showed you before. I showed you a test tile where I used a blue rutile 3 times with a couple of, actually in this case it's 3 layers of snow. I'm not sure in this pot without checking whether I've done 2 or 3 layers, but I really love that texture. Well, when we're looking at reactions, look at that. Look at the inside of that pot. So it's like that on the outside and like that on the inside. Is that not wonderful? I love the fact that you've got these sort of layers as it's gone down. I haven't done any thicknesses or thinnesses with this. This is literally just snow over the top of blue rutile. And yeah, absolutely chuffed to bits with that one. So that is very different for me. Again, as you know, we talk about how I keep changing things. I do. Now when I've been looking at, again, these are things that I've shown you before. These are the 2 test tiles. Let me come around the back of the camera. This was me looking at the Terracolor red, the solar red, and this is River Rock. And I thought they look nice together. So what I've done is I put them together on a mug, and I left this mug so it was just around the rim to give us some idea. So this, you know, River Rock is just wonderful, especially when you've done it on some bits of chattering. For me, key here to remember, it hasn't really run. It's sat in those pockets. I had it raised up on a double raising plinth, but look at how that solar red really offset. So I didn't do anything extra on this rim. I just left it the normal thickness, and there was really very little overlap, so I could keep the definition of outside looking as it does. Then the next one that I tried was Ancient Jasper with the solar orange. That has come out very orange in this case, and I've never seen it as orange as that, but I thought I'd give that a go. Now, I knew Ancient Jasper may be a runner, and I put it on one of my test units so it could collect. And yeah, as you can see, it has been a runner. I have overlapped this, and I'll show you the, in fact, I could probably find what it looked like before, but I will do some pieces afterwards on this. And that is fantastic. I've just got to work out how to get that off of there. And I've got a sanding disc, but that hole cut on the piece, you know, look at that. That is just, I'm chuffed to bits with that inside. And I love this. I love this reaction around here. Now, I've got my glasses somewhere. Let me put a pair of glasses on because it really will help me to really enjoy as I'm looking through them. That is gorgeous, isn't it? So, love that. The bit that is interesting, I've had this conversation with everybody about cones and whether if I'm firing on a cone 6 with a 10-minute hold, what I'm getting to. Now, just at a chance last night, I came down here just as it had finished firing and was going to do the 10-minute hold. It was in Celsius, it was at 1,224 degrees, and it didn't change. But this time, whereas I usually have my cones at the edge, because I didn't have a lot on this top level, had the cone in the middle. So I could physically see these cones through the viewing hole. And that's the first time, I have to be honest, that I've done that. When it stopped firing and went to the hold, the cone 6 was still vertical, pretty vertical. And over that 10 minutes, I watched it fall down, and I watched the 7 just start to come down. So that is very, very helpful for me. Because I thought I didn't want to really change it yet because everything is working really well. So the cone 6 at the finish was still upright. The cone 7 was right upright, vertical. This slumped in the case of 5 minutes. It went over on the hold, and the 7 just started to come over. And I would have said that it had done that in 5 minutes, but I had a 10-minute hold on this. So I think that's really, really interesting. I've got cones in the bottom as well. As I said, this is 3 layers this time. Just want to show you this. This is just when you find a glaze that works for you. I know you've seen me do this even on the last time. That's the last bowl that I did on the last kiln opening that I had. And I thought, let's do it again on this lovely little piece here. You know, so I love the fact that I can put something on the bottom there, the rainforest, and look at that for a little bowl, for a little dessert bowl or a little cereal bowl, or it's a bit more Japanesey style. You know, I love that. So I just wanted to share that with you. That is, to me, a win-win. So in here we have a few pieces in here. So let's have a look. Yes. Okay. You always hear me say okay, don't you, with excitement. So I'm going to go with the simpler ones first. Oh yeah, you know. Very happy. So we're going to have a look at a milk jug that I had done. Now that is, oh, there's a cookie coming off. That is Emerald Falls. Now I've not done Emerald Falls on anything, and that is a plain Emerald Falls. So again, this is sort of to clarify my test tile against my piece. I've done the inside white, did a little silly square handle. Emerald Falls, again, not a runner, so that is really good to know. Hasn't come off the bottom. And yeah, that is a beautiful little piece. I wonder how it pours. So that's nice, isn't it? Very happy with that one. Oh yeah, okay, this one. Now, I haven't done any pieces where I am doing smoky Merlot all over and then with oatmeal. Let me show you this. This is a lovely little piece. Okay, so what I've done is I have a Mayco matte black. So I've done the Mayco matte, oh, got my glasses again. I've got the Mayco matte black at the bottom, and I did that and I followed that round the bend. Then what I've done is I've done 3 layers of obsidian up to, so it's touching the matte black, not an overlap. Then what I've done, so 3 layers of obsidian, 3 layers of smoky merlot, and then I've done oatmeal, 1 thick layer inside and out, but I have left about a 1/2 inch gap around the outside. The smoky merlot though, I did very thick around the bottom here because I wanted to see this sort of drooping down over the piece that I see a lot of the time. And what's amazing is that the obsidian has reacted over the matte black. And if we have a look at the test tile that I did for matte black, this was a oatmeal over the matte black, and we got a reaction. And actually when we turn it over, even with the ancient I always get that wrong, ancient jasper, there's been a reaction. But is that not a that's got to be repeated, hasn't it? That's absolutely stunning. Okay, so you know, though I feel, and I say it every time, it's hard work to do loads of layers, it's very exciting when you start to get them out. Now, I had a piece that I mucked up and I cut the corner off and I made it a candle holder. And then, it's very different. This is a repeat idea of what I've done in the past with the big bowl that I did. So the bottom half here has been 3 layers of cobalt and then 2 layers of sapphire float. Then the top bit here has been ancient copper. Actually, it's been over the top, right over the top. And then I was looking back again at my test pieces, if I can reach this test piece up here, this test tile. And I suddenly thought, you know, white snow over ancient copper is interesting. So let's have a go at that. So that's what I did. I did two layers of snow on the top. I've obviously got the ancient copper. And yeah, then I've done this the same as that piece, that big piece. I've then put a band of textured turquoise over, following this was sort of a bit of a shape, over ancient copper and the blue, and then a thin band of oatmeal. And I did that inside and out. So clearly that will be for a little candle to sit in. You know, I'm absolutely feeling that I'm winning. This is beautiful. This is textured turquoise over the copper and over the blue. It's absolutely stunning. So, hurrah, she says. Right. So I'm going to show you, yeah, you've seen me do these before. Let me take that off. Looks like that. Stuck to that. So this was sort of a planter cum vase. My favourite, you know, my favourite. Ancient copper and textured turquoise. No oatmeal this time. So what I've done is I've done copper over textured turquoise over copper. I've done it multiple times on this section round here. It's sort of gone over each other and just left it like that. Now, oh, so pleased. So pleased. Can you hear it pinging? And then, right. So, one of my tiles, she says, if I can find it, so one of my tiles, if you remember, was the obsidian, and I decided to put blotches of the Terracolor Solar Red over the top of it. And I thought, let's see what happens. So, let's see what happens. I did obsidian, 3 layers of obsidian, and then, if I can get that off there, I'll get it off in a minute. Oh, It's really, oh, it's moved a bit, little bit of a pull. Oh, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Let me put the test towel down. I've not ever done obsidian on its own inside like that, and is that not wonderful? And on its own, and I've left the rim. I think I did a 4th layer on there and 4th layer on there because I really wanted to know that they would be black. So that is fabulous. And then simple, keep it simple. I just did 3 layers of rainforest. 3 layers on this vase, 3 layers of rainforest. I wanted these to have some real depth to them. There is a video of me cutting this out very simply with a diamond core tool, and that is just perfect. That is lovely. Rainforest is beautiful over textures. You know, I love the feel. Pottery just feels absolutely wonderful. So the next lot is all lava fleck. Now, I will explain this again, what lava fleck clay lot is like. So this is a test bowl that I've done in the past. This sort of shows you lava fleck, where the grog is there, and it's crushed baked pottery, I believe grog is, and it means that these pieces do not, the glaze does not get absorbed the same way, so we get this marks. So I'm going to show you this piece because this is just very different. I've done this before where I've just pipetted colour on. So on the inside, this is the deep olive speckle on the lava fleck glaze. Look at that. And then on the outside, I've made some press holes and rib, and I put in that the deep. Let me just get the name of this glaze, so I'll make sure I get it right. Yeah, sienna speckle, deep sienna speckle. Deep sienna speckle, again, the deep olive speckle. And then on the outside, I have done 4 glazes. I've done smoky merlot, deep olive speckle, deep sierra speckle, or is it sienna speckle? So over there, sienna speckle, and then the deep fire brick. What's quite interesting is that the kiln was a good cone 6, wasn't it? And it's actually, the clay has got some really lovely reaction to where I've put that on. I'm chuffed to bits with that piece, that's lovely. So then it's all my little pots with my lids. Something very simple now. I've done, oh, here we go. I've done, maybe I need to have a look about that. Might be hot water. I've done them with the lids closed. God help me if that's not the right thing to do. This is the orange, but the lid's not coming off. So inside, let's have a look and see if any of the others, the lids come off on any of the others. I wasn't sure what to do, and I wonder if I've made a mistake, whether the clay has, because that's the deep olive speckle again with the lid. Maybe that'll be the next video, how to get the lids off. That was tight anyway. This underneath is the cutouts that I did with the diamond core, and then I filled it with slip, blue slip, and I then put white over the top, and that is lovely. I like that. I was wondering if that would show through. You can imagine my stress now. suppose when you think of how hard that takes to pull off. Now that is Smoky Merlot on the lava fleck. That's really nice. We've got lovely reactions on there. I'm clearly not gonna have a bit of fun trying to work that one out. And there is, interestingly enough, I've used that on this one, but I bet that's stuck. I had wax resisted those on the inside. Oh, do you know, look at that. That is blue stone on this clay. That is stunning. That is really nice. And then I've got a little piece that I made to hold a glass bowl. That's just that's a little commission piece. Let me put that out of the way so it doesn't get broken. Right. Oh, that's always a stress. There's always something with a kiln opening, but that is the way it goes. Learning. Right. Oh, nice. Oh, very, very nice. So there was a piece that I did that I absolutely loved, and it's the one that I've done in the last video where I have used the textured amber brown, and then I've done the layers. I've got it here to remind myself: the textured amber brown, and then the emerald falls, and then the textured turquoise, and then the blue stone, and then the oatmeal. And I wondered if I could repeat it, and there it is. This is another one of my win-wins, the go-to. This is interesting because this is true Celadon with the textured amber brown on its own, and then the blue stone was put around the rim with the oatmeal. That is absolutely fabulous. I'm so happy with that. And that clearly, I'll tell you what, let me show you what I've got here. I've got a big bowl that I've made that hasn't gone through the kiln yet. So I've got a really nice big bowl here, and I will do that glaze on there. I've got to, so that I can see it in a bigger state. That's absolutely stunning. No wonder it takes me a long time to paint these. Okay, so I'm going to go through the little pieces that I've got on the lava fleck clay. This was me trying the solar red, and as I said, when it's on the outside it runs, so I did leave myself plenty at the top, but that's a lovely, lovely little coffee espresso cup, and something I should try some more actually. Then we have got sapphire float, I believe. Now I have got, let me just go to my photos. But let me pause it and let me get my photos up so that I can make sure that I can tell you what is exactly this. Okay, right, so to make it easier, I've got my test tiles in each pot. So this is the lava fleck and me trying one single colour on all of them apart from one where I have done a layer. So let's start off with this one. This is a wonderful colour on this clay. This is blue rutile. Is that not just stunning on its own? That is lovely. I just love the reaction of how the grog causes so much interest. And that is, so you can see the difference. That's how it looks on a white clay, and then that's how it's looking on the lava fleck. Okay. Then again, this is not as dramatic. This is the deep olive speckle, one of my favourites on this, but I've just sort of left it the same sort of idea. There we go. And again, and really that is looking very, very similar on its on both clays, because it's obviously got the speckle in it. So the reaction is quite different for that one. There's again smoky merlot. It's just so nice. It's nice to see these glazes just on their own and not having layers. You know, we all work very hard on doing all the layers, don't we? And there it is on the white clay, the difference. This is Indigo Float. This is nice. Very, very, very nice. Again, look at that inside. Indigo Float is a beautiful colour anyway, but I find it a little bit sweet, if you know what I mean. It's a bit, you can either like it or not, but on that is perfect, isn't it? It's got so much difference in it. And let's show you the difference between the two. So you can sort of see how the different clay reacts. There you go. And then we have textured turquoise. Again, nice, very interesting. Yeah. So that's textured turquoise. Almost looks like it could have done with another coat, that. And then this is the layered one. So this is Indigo Float. I saw this on an Amaco site. Indigo Float at the bottom. So there's your, and you can see some of the Indigo Float where it's not run down. So there's your Indigo Float. You can sort of see that coloration coming in. And then over the top, the Sapphire Float. It just works, doesn't it? Look at the back of that. That's lovely. Okay, put them with that. Then Deep Sienna. Is it Sienna or Sierra? Sienna speckle. That's an intense colour, but that has got what looks like almost like metallic marks in it. That's nice. There's your. So realistically, that on both is looking very similar, isn't it? Doesn't really, you know, it's quite a solid colour. And then the last one of those is snow. This bowl, this is lost a bit of its shape, which probably meant that I did that in its throwing because it's very thin. And really, snow is always a bit of a go-to with this, but some lovely reactions there. Okay, so the cones on the bottom, so you know, it's hotter. This cone system is by the bottom plug, but that is showing that the six is all the way over, and the 7 is almost all the way over. So it has been hotter on the bottom shelf. So what I'm going to show you now is you'll understand the question. So there was another mug that I did dots on the outside using the slip. I used a blue slip, and then I put textured turquoise over it. Then on the inside, because I've got a test tile with textured turquoise that I liked with the snow over, so I did inside 3 textured turquoise, 2 snow. So this is very different. So I am getting some blue coming out when I've used a colour. So that's the outside. The inside is very interesting. Now, I like it, whether it's supposed to happen or not. We've obviously got slips. We've got slips of glaze, but there is still a glaze over it. I know some people would panic about that, but I think that is all part of it. That's gorgeous. Now, it may be that because it was that little bit hotter, we've got these hard slip lines, but that's beautiful. Very different. So what have we got left? Just a few. I did a little, I've been doing some little pieces, just sitting and having a play. So this is River Rock. I put a little bit of yellow, the red in the orange in the inside, and some green. Those bits didn't really do much, but it gives a little bit of texture again. Just playing. So that's very nice and sweet. And then one of my go-to glazes, yes. So this is 3 layers of obsidian. I'll take that off in a minute. 3 layers of obsidian, but this time I've done the smoky merlot, 2 layers all the way on the inside, and then I've left it thicker, and it's gone very maroony on the outside there. I've left it thicker. Oh God, I nearly dropped it, because I've actually done the black on the bottom, but that is lovely. And what else? I don't think we've got much left in here. We've got 2 more. So I did another cutout. So like the pots that we've had earlier on, I've done a rainforest cutout to see the reaction, and then I've done two layers of snow on the inside to get that oil effect. And 1 more left. Again, this is another one that I've done the slip dots. Right, so the last piece, now that I've looked it up, is this mug here. And again, this was me trying something different. This is me putting black spots around the inside using the slip. And then what I've done is I've done sapphire float on the outside, 3 layers. I've then done smoky merlot halfway down. You can actually see the smoky merlot line, and then I've put a thick layer of oatmeal on the top so that I've got this reaction with the oatmeal. Inside it was 3 layers of snow, and I actually was really keen to try and keep that so that there was no little splashes, so the snow stayed perfectly white. I have got flecks through it. And what's happened here is that the smoky merlot was on the inside as well as the sapphire float, and the smoky merlot is like bleached down onto the snow. Still a very interesting piece though. Yeah, I've had to write that one. I forgot to sign it. So I had to get the velvet underglaze out to do that one. So there you go, lots of pieces. Let's just bring the camera down and have a sort of look at what we've got. There are some pieces here that really stand out to me. This one is a huge standout. That is absolutely lovely. And I love the fact this is the first time that true Celadon has worked. This is very much as you would see online, the Chinese potters with the bit of chattering and the Celadon, but that is just absolutely amazing. I think the black, the obsidian with the red on is fantastic. I'm getting so used to sort of getting so many nice choices and reactions that I'm a bit spoiled, aren't I? Of what we're actually getting. So there's a little bit of work for me to do here, isn't there? A little bit of work. Get that one off there. That inside is just amazing. That is amazing. And the ones, that I originally was happy with, I'm taking for granted now, because I can do them and I can achieve them each time. But it's absolutely. I mean, this, look at it, the copper. So I've got a job now, haven't I? So with my lids, 5 lids to get off. Oh, fuck that. I remember that there is a suggestion. I've got to get them warm again. They've obviously cooled down and contracted, so they're all going to go in the oven. And if I win with it, I will do a little video of them in a bit to sort of show you what I've managed. But thank you, everybody. Let me just step back and say thank you, everybody, for joining me on this. That's a lot of pieces there and a lot of work. And I'm already on it for the next kiln opening. Already on it, throwing pots and doing that bit. And I love it. Absolutely love it. So speak to you soon. Thanks, everybody.